Very good afternoon to all. Friends, we are discussing about this chapter inventory management, and in the last lecture we have discussed about this what is inventory control, what are the objectives of inventory control, what are the benefits of inventory control, and what are the different costs associated with inventory control in detail. And then we have started the inventory control terminology. So these first four we have discussed. Till for continuation purpose, I will take a short recap and then we will proceed further. So number one, demand. So it is the number of items required per unit of time. The demand may be deterministic or probabilistic. So the demand we have discussed in detail in chapter number 2, forecasting. So it is the quantity, that amount of items, amount of products, number of products required per unit time. Per unit time, maybe daily, maybe monthly, maybe yearly, quarterly, or fortnightly, whatever. So this is the demand. For example, 1 lakh units per year. This is the demand for any one of the item. Okay, then 150 items per day. This is the demand. Again, unit of time is different. This is the terminology in inventory control demand. Order cycle. The time period between two successive orders is called order cycle. So now first the order is given. Morning only I have given you example. Next order may be in the month of February. Next order in the month of first week March, first week April, first week May. So if you compare the time period between two successive orders, that first week of March, first week of April, first week of April, first week of May. So you can say that the time period, the order cycle is of 1 month. So it is monthly order. We have to put the orders. Then lead. We have already discussed lead in the last lecture. Lead is the time between order is placed. So order is given to anyone of the firm by 1st of January, and I received that complete material today. So the order time you can call it as 5 days. So this is days. I am just giving example for better understanding. So the time between order place and receipt of items, this is the lead time. Order is given, order is placed, and received the items, received the product as per requirement. So this is the lead time. Safety stock. This is also called as the buffer stock also. So here, safety stock, it is the minimum stock that is required to be kept continuously in order to avoid the, or in order to tackle, we can say, the delays in the material supply. The standard supply, for example, any nut and bolt, if you any company order from any of the firm, then the standard time for getting the nut and bolts ready maybe 8 days, 10 days, but due to certain unavoidable situations or any problem in the company, in the traffic, anywhere, so the time is the 20 days. So in spite of 7 days, 13 days more may be required. So what is required to be done for that 13-day delay? So the safety stock will play a significant role here, and whatever the inventory required for that 13 days, it is nothing but the safety stock. It is taken from the buffer stock, safety stock, minimum stock. And also to account the sudden increase in the demand. So generally demand is there 100 items per day, but in any of the months for February, now you come to know that there will be demands 150 per day. So how to tackle immediately 50 items per day? Company may have the capacity to work additionally, but there should be material on which the work is required to be done, so that 50 additional components can be produced. So here these buffer stock plays a significant role. So these are the some terminology in inventory control. Now let us proceed further, friends. Inventory turnover. If the company maintains inventory is equal to 3 months consumption, any example is given, equal to 3 months consumption, it indicates that the inventory turnover is 4 times a year. The entire inventory is used up and replaced 4 times a year. So if the company maintains inventory is equal to 3 months consumption, so once now the inventory is available, it will consume in 3 months. Again, it will be filled once again in month of April. Again 3 months, April, May, June. Again July it will be refilled. Again 3 months, and again October it will refill. Again 3 months. So this 4 times So the inventory turnover is 4 times a year, or entire inventory is used and replaced 4 times a year. So 4 times this cycle continues. This is inventory turnover. Try to understand the concept. Therefore, these examples are given. Then reorder level, very, very important concept, ROL. It is the point at which replenishment action is initiated. When the stock level reaches ROL, the order is placed for an item. So it is the level decided. If the stock will down up to that level, next order process immediately, purchase order is placed for item, and let us purchase the item, let us bring the item, or let us start producing the item, whatever. If it is ready to if it is manufactured in the company, start the processing. If it is purchased from any other firm, then release the order for purchase. This is the concept, reorder level. So, and for every case, I have given you in the morning the example of the rice and the jar. So at a certain level, after that level, it is required to replace. Otherwise, complete, if we wait up to complete finish level, there may be a problem. So it is the point at which replenishment, punarbharan, replenishment action is initiated. Let us start filling again. And for start filling or for replenishment, the order is required to place for that item. And at this level is nothing but reorder level. So there are continuous 100 jobs required per day. And for example, 100 are you can say requirement per day, and the purchase from any of the vendor, he is given 7-day stocks every time. The stock will end by 7 days. So what is the minimum level? Let us assume that the minimum level is decided at 100. So 700 stock is there for 1 week. So 6 days, no problem. That if it is 100, like immediately order is given. But if the stock is reach up to 100 level, then it should be the case that the after order it is available in hours. That example I have purposefully given, because per day 100 consumption is there, and after having the stock of 100, if you are giving the order, it may take 1-2 days or 3 days, then again the production will get hampered. So reorder level very carefully decided that when to go for purchasing the further item. And it is not only for this you can say material which is required for production. So it is for the accessories, for tooling, for grinding wheels, for the single point cutting tools and buffing wheels and the stationary items, whatever, etc., etc. So at every stage, whatever it is dealing about the all types of materials we have discussed yesterday, what are the different types of inventory. So irrespective of, let it be miscellaneous item, let it be maintenance item, or let it be any production item, doesn't matter, or let it be any tooling or jigs and fixture or like that item. So for every case, that reorder level is required. So let us take another example, that tipped carbine tip tools are there, and the carbine tip tools, the reorder level is 100. So in that complete shop, per day approximately 10 tools are utilized upon different machines. So reorder level, if it will come down at 100, means 10-day stock is there, immediately action is initiated, and within next 8 days it will made available. If anyone will wait, let us wait up to finish, then one situation will come, the job is ready, loaded on the machine is ready, operator is ready, but the operation cannot be started because non-availability of the particular single point, or you can say carbide tip tool. So things are very short but are very simple, but the non-availability of such any item will hamper the complete production schedule. Okay, so this is the concept of reorder level. Reorder quantity. Now reorder level we have discussed. What is reorder quantity? This is the quantity of material items need to be ordered at the reorder level. So I am saying that, okay, now when the tool is 100, one has to go for reorder, but reorder, okay, that company will go for reordering, but how many items? What is the quantity which is required to be ordered at the reorder level? It is nothing but reorder quantity. Normally, this quantity equals the EOQ, economic order quantity. Now we will discuss the concept economic order quantity. So generally, this is EOQ. Friends, next move to inventory cost relationship. Very important concept. This will give you the introduction about what is EOQ, and then we will discuss some of the models in which this how to proceed for this EOQ will be explained. So, inventory cost relationship. See, there are two different factors which are need to be considered as far as this EOQ is concerned. So there are two major costs associated with inventory: procurement cost, ordering cost, and inventory carrying cost. Okay. Annual procurement cost varies with number of orders. It implies that the procurement cost will be high if the item procured frequently in small lots. The procurement cost is expressed as orders. So here it is given as the ordering cost. Okay. So let us see this one by one. So I will say, okay, so you see here on this axis y, here is the cost, here is the order quantity. Now the major cost, there are two costs, one is ordering cost and one is inventory carrying cost. So the ordering cost, the quantity is smaller and more frequently, means once giving order for 1000 unit and 10 times giving order for 100 unit and 20 times giving order for 50 units. So the order for 50 units may be costing very higher because less quantity is there. If you go on increasing the quantity, in one junction you can say as the quantity increases, the ordering cost decreases. Again, the quantity increases, the ordering cost decreases. And finally, you will see here the maximum is the quantity. You can see here the ordering cost is approximately minimum, very less cost is there. So try to analyze the trend first. Therefore, I have highlighted. So this is the pattern you can see here. This is the pattern of annual ordering cost. Okay. Now we will discuss the further things. So this we have discussed separately for annual ordering cost. Friends, let us discuss about the annual inventory carrying cost. So see the annual inventory carrying cost, product of average inventory into carrying cost, is directly proportional to the quantity in stock. The inventory carrying cost decreases if the quantity order per order is small. So see here, smaller is the quantity, the cost is smaller. It goes on increasing in this way. It is directly proportional. If you increase the order, the cost is also increasing. Again, increase the order, the cost is again increasing. So you can find in this way a gradual increase is observed here. So smaller lots, smaller annual or inventory carrying cost. So this, if you see, compare these two different costs are diametrically opposite. So you can see, I will explain here. So if you can see here the first trend, I will explain in this. So one is moving like this. Let us take simple example, downside, and at the same time the another is moving like this. Okay, so one is the annual ordering cost decreases with increasing order quantity, and the annual inventory cost increases with increases order quantity, and the right quantity order is what is the EOQ. The right quantity is to be ordered that one strike the balance between these two opposite costs. So one is decreasing, one is increasing. So there should be balance between these two costs, and this balance is referred as the EOQ. EOQ, economic order quantity. The relationship is shown. So let us see. This is very important concept. So if you can see here, this is the annual cost, annual total. So total is nothing but considered this annual inventory cost also, consider this effect also, and by considering all these two, the total cost is calculated. And you can see the trend of the total cost. In the initial phase, it is very higher, then it is decreasing at certain level, and after certain level, it is increasing like anything. And now you can see this is annual total cost, and whatever I can say here, whatever this point you can observe, whatever this point is there, and it is crossing this point, whether these lines are meeting. So this point is nothing but you can say EOQ, economic order quantity. So this is the golden mean line where the orders are up to certain level and cost is up to certain level. So we cannot say it is maximum or minimum. So it is the optimized condition. In Marathi, you can call it as the Suvarna Madhya. So it is a try to go for the optimum condition. And when it is compared for this annual total cost, then after comparing this for the annual total cost, the curve for the annual total cost I have explained, it is moving downside like this. And after a certain point, it is going ahead. And whatever the, you can see here, this point, it is nothing but referred as EOQ, economic order quantity. So this is the tried golden mean of these two. One of this annual ordering cost is going for decreasing. So here it may be the case that order 100 lot, the cost is very high. Order 10,000 lot, the cost is very low. Okay, then preserving 100 lot, the cost is very low. Preserving 10,000 lot, the cost is very high. So here EOQ is nothing but neither 100 nor 10,000. So it is in between, you can say. So it may be the case that if you are considering here 10,000, if you are considering here 100, and whatever the standard cost, so you can say that it may be around 2,000, etc. Just I am for your understanding purpose. So 2,000 quantity may be, this I am taking just under for your better understanding purpose one example. So it is giving the optimum ordering cost also and reasonably lowest cost of this you can say inventory. So this 2,000 number can be taken as, so neither 100 nor 10,000. The 2,000 number can be taken as the economic order quantity. So this example I have taken purposefully in order to give you some idea about this EOQ, and in this actual term, whatever the means you can say in numerical digit, I want to fit the EOQ. Therefore, I have given this example. Friends, let us proceed further. So this is the concept of EOQ. Now inventory models. There are different models as far as this inventory is concerned. So we will discuss two models today. So on the basis of problem of inventory management, see one whatever we have discussed, what you understood that wherever the case, we have to find out the EOQ. And finding out the EOQ, there are different models. Minimizing the ordering cost and minimizing the inventory carrying cost. Then you will get the EOQ, economic order quantity. There are different models which will minimize the two costs and they will give you the economic order quantity. So one is deterministic and one is probabilistic. There are two different approaches. So we will discuss the model still just for your introduction purpose. I will just give glimpses about this. Okay, so deterministic based on some forecasting. So we have discussed in chapter number 2 what is demand, what is forecast, and by using which method, what is the forecast for different cases. So you can see here deterministic based on any of the forecasting method. by assuming the certainty in the model, the EOQ is predicted. Again, there are two approaches: fixed quantity system and fixed period system. Fixed quantity system, order will be released after every 5,000. So 5,000 order will be given. Again, up to that safety stock, it will utilize it. Again, after that 5,000 order will be given. It is irrespective of the period. So first 5,000 may take consume for 2.5 months. Next 5,000 may consume for 2 months, and the remaining 5,000 it may consume for 3 months also. So depending, it is not totally considered about the period. It is about the quantity. Second is fixed period system. Quantity is having no significance here. 1 month period. Whatever is required after 1 month, just go for based on this whatever the history, and you can call it as forecasting, go for ordering. So last month you order 100, some plus minus is there, next month go for 90, next month again 110, whatever is required based on the forecast to continue. So one approach is fixed quantity. Quantity is fixed, period is not fixed. Second case, period is fixed, quantity is not fixed. So these are the some of the approaches based on the deterministic and probabilistic. So based on experience of any one of the person, senior person or manager level, so probability that this may happen, the demand may go high. There is a probability or chances that this demand will reach up to 200 per day for month of April. And based on this, again further fixed and fixed quantity and fixed period is same. So these are the this is introduction to inventory model, and these are the two approaches. Now let us start with the EOQ first model. Okay, so model 1. So now we will discussing by using this one of the word file, and there are some formulas. We can go for print directly formulas, but I will not go directly to the formulas. Some of the calculation is there. We will try to understand the terms. We will try to give some take some write up of these terms as these terms are considered, and then friends we will proceed for finding out the formula. So these two different approaches we will discuss, and then we will go for the numerical solving also. Okay, so here you can see first method is okay. So first method is economic order quantity with instantaneous stock replenishment. So here this is the very, you can say, basic model of this case replenish or this EOQ model case. So very basic model. Economic order quantity with instantaneous stock replenishment. So there are certain assumption, friends. So we will discuss with this. We will go for deriving the formula, and then we will proceed further. And these are very important as far as your MCQs are concerned. So you can see this formulas and the different terms in this can be asked for the objective type questions also, and we will take numericals also. In the previous examinations, the numericals have also been asked. So economic order quantity with instantaneous stock replenishment. Instantaneous stock, that I will explain you with the one figure. Okay, so demand is deterministic. The assumptions, Demand is deterministic based on some we can say certain forecasting methods. Demand is constant and known. We know the demand that for month of February demand is 200, for the month of March demand is 200. It is constant and we are having complete idea about the demand. Demand is known. This is the first assumption. Second assumption, stock replenishment is instantaneous. Lead time is 0. So this is somewhat difficult, but it is assumed. Lead time is 0 means now the stock is finished, immediately replenishment and the stock is available as per the requirement. So this is assumption of this method. Actual case, whether this is possible, no. Whether you have to purchase it from market, at least it is required 1 day. But still it is assumption that immediate replacement of the replenishment of the stock. Price of the material is fixed. Quantity discounts are not allowed here. Price is fixed. So let the order be 10 units, let the order be 100, or let the order be 1000. It is not the case that 1000 is purchasing there for 10% discount or additional 2% discount for this vendor, and this is not considered in this model. And ordering cost does not vary with order quantity. Order for 1 time, order for 10 time, order for 10 items, order for 100 items, ordering cost is constant. So these are, friends, some of the assumptions in this method. Now you can see here, this is one diagram, and by having a look you will come to know. Order cost does not vary with order quantity. So these are the assumptions. After that, you can say here, this is one side, there is a quantity, and on the other side there is a time. Okay, and you can say this is consumption rate. You can see here, I will give guidelines. So consumed, and the quantity will become 0. We have assumed that the replenishment is instantaneous. No time for the replenishment. Immediately a straight line is shown. The stock is up to full level. So this is the assumption made in the system. Replenishment is instantaneous. Lead time is equal to 0. No time is required. Instantaneously replenishment is there. Then again after that, consumption starts. The material will, or the quantity will consume, and again it will become 0 at one particular time. Again replenishment instantaneous, immediately it will come, and in this way the cycle continues. So this is very basic model of inventory, you can see. So here what is the minimum quantity? You can see here 0. What is the maximum quantity? So if you compare here the maximum quantity, you will come to know that the maximum quantity is nothing but this level. So basic is 0, and after replenishment maximum quantity, if I assume, then it is Q. Just wait. So this is the basic diagram which will give the approach of this system. Now let us proceed further, friends. There are certain assumptions or certain, then we have to go for the EOQ formula. So what is assumed here? So let it is mentioned that D is the annual demand. Again it is mentioned, friends, units per year. So you can the demand may be for example, you can take that 1000 units per year, 10,000 units per year, etc. CH, what is CH? Inventory carrying cost. So CH is nothing but inventory carrying cost. It is the rupees per unit time. For example, 1000 rupees per 500 unit per 1 month. So this may be the one of the case. CO. This is the terminology used for next methodology also. So CO, you can say as ordering cost. And what is CP? CP is the price per unit. CP is the price per unit. Q, I have already given you idea, just see here. So Q is the ordering quantity. This is 0, and when it will go higher side, so this is total. So maximum quantity, you can call it as order quantity. Q is nothing but you can call it as order quantity. N, number of orders placed per annum. So N is nothing but number of order placed per annum, and TC is the total cost per annum. TC is the total cost per annum. Okay, now after having the terminology, D, actual demand. CH, inventory carrying cost. Inventory carrying cost we have already discussed. CO, ordering cost. CP, price per unit. Q, order quantity. N, number of order placed, and TC, total cost. You will say, sir, one thing is not taken. So this I want to highlight. This is the Q star. We will discuss sometimes Q, and we will convert this Q finally into Q star. Q star is nothing but EOQ, economic order quantity. Just now we have discussed what is EOQ, and that EOQ we have to calculate by using some formulas, and how we have to derive first that formula. Friends, we can go directly for writing the formulas, but you should know that what is the methodology for calculating the formulas. Therefore, we will go somewhat slowly. So you can see here, annual ordering cost is equal to number of orders into order cost per order. So for example, there are 4 orders, and assume 1000 rupees per order. So 1000 into 4, very simple, it is 4 orders. So annual ordering cost is equal to annual demand divided by order quantity. I have given you the same example. So it is mentioned that annual ordering cost is equal to demand is nothing but D, order quantity is Q, and CO. So this is the annual ordering cost, demand divided by ordering quantity into ordering cost CO. We have assumed this. Then next, friends, annual inventory carrying cost. So it is average inventory into inventory carrying cost. So friends, now what is average inventory? Maximum inventory minus minimum inventory divided by into inventory carrying cost. Inventory carrying cost, we have already seen this inventory carrying cost. We have mentioned that it is nothing but CH. Okay, we have seen in the graph going up and opposite side. So you can see here in this case, this is the maximum inventory Q, minimum inventory 0. So Q minus 0 divided by 2, it will ultimately become Q by 2. Q minus 0 by 2, it is nothing but Q by 2 into CH. This is your annual inventory cost. We have calculated, friends, annual ordering cost. We have calculated annual inventory cost. Let us proceed further. What is total cost? Total cost is nothing but, friends, it is the addition of annual ordering cost plus annual inventory cost. Annual ordering plus annual inventory. So here you can see in this formula only, annual ordering plus annual inventory. So we have calculated for annual ordering the D by Q into CO, it is mentioned, plus annual inventory Q into CH by 2. Okay. So now here, if we want to calculate this economic order quantity, then friends, we have to go for differentiate this above equation with respect to Q, and equating that first derivative, that D by dQ of this total cost is equal to 0. So I will highlight here, and then we will proceed further. So here you can see, I will go for d by dq of tc, d by q into c naught, 1 upon q. In terms of q, it is there, it is minus 1 upon q square, and q into ch by 2, q derivative, it will be 1, it will be only ch by 2. So these are the different terms. Now let us proceed further. So d by dq tc, it becomes minus dco as it is. dco, q becomes q square, derivative of 1 upon q minus 1 upon q square, plus c, q will not be there, it become 1 ch by 2. Very simple. But this d by dq of tc is 0. Therefore, taking only this term and equating it to 0, okay, taking this term equating to 0, minus d co or c naught divided by q square plus ch by 2, taking this ch on another side, both will become minus, going for cancellation. So you will get this c naught q square into ch by 2. Converting the complete equation, what I want? Ultimately, I want everything in terms of q, and now I will call it as q star, because we are calculating EOQ, optimum quantity. So now q will become q star. So you can see here, if I will express this, then it will be q square is equal to twice d c naught divided by ch. Therefore, q is equal to under root of 2 dco divided by ch, and this is EOQ. Therefore, the q will be replaced by q star. Here I will mention economic order quantity. So this is nothing but economic order quantity. Friends, in this way we can calculate the economic order quantity, and this is for very first method. We have discussed the method, that is very first model, and the name of the model is EOQ with instantaneous stock replenishment basic inventory model. So it is very basic inventory model, and we have calculated the EOQ. Friends, problem is not finishing here. After calculating of EOQ, let us proceed further. So the optimal number of order placed per annum is equal to annual demand divided by EOQ. This we have already discussed, that optimal number of orders, it is not only number of orders. Optimal number of orders is equal to number of orders. If I will take generalize, then it is annual demand divided by quantity. If I will say optimal number of orders, it is annual demand divided by EOQ. So T divided by Q star. Optimal time of interval between two orders, it is the T star, number of working days in a year divided by N star. Okay. Minimum total yearly inventory cost. Now we have to calculate the minimum total yearly inventory cost. Okay. So this we can calculate, just to see. So we are having annual total cost. Annual total cost D by Q into CO plus Q into CH by 2. We have already calculated this. Now here, friends, this is the annual cost. Now this Q will be replaced by Q star. So here, just I will highlight. So what is this value of Q? This Q will replace by Q star, and here is one Q, it will be replaced by Q star. Then you will get the minimum annual total cost. This is generalized formula. If the Q will be replaced, because this Q is the order quantity, this is the economic order quantity. Therefore, here this total annual cost will become minimum annual cost. Now D by Q star into CO plus Q star into CH by 2. We are having, friends, the value of Q star. So put the value under root twice DCO divided by CH. Okay, so I will substitute the value D divided by the value of Q star under root twice DCO CH into CO plus Q star into CH by 2 twice DCO divided by CH in under root into CH by 2. Okay, go for solving. After solving it, now here I want to highlight one thing. In numerical, it is very important and it will be asked to you. So if you will solve this D, the CH and the CH, so the CL will get cancelled and here there will be under root CH, because under root CH it will become DCH, and so this equation become DCO CH divided by 2. So it will get converted into this. Now consider about this DCO and under root here twice DCO, so it will become under root twice DCO, and CH, it is denominator, again it will go upper side, so it will also become this. So if you will notice, twice DCOCH by 2 and DCOCH by 2, so these two are the same term. So now you can see here in the next case, so you can see here the both values are same. So if you can see, it is nothing but 2 times of DCO into CH by 2. But in any one of the numerical, you will come across only one cost is given. For example, ordering cost is given. So here you can see this value and this value are same. So though in example only ordering cost is given, you can say that this final answer is nothing but minimum annual cost is nothing but 2 into ordering cost or 2 into inventory cost, because if you compare here this value and this value, both are same, it is nothing but 2 into any one value. So this thing is required in the when we will calculate the numericals. So again these two, so these two will be root 2 into root 2, this will get cancelled, this root 2 inside, so it will become under root 2 D C naught CH. So minimum annual total cost is given by 2 D C naught CH. This is the cost for basic model, first model of this case. So okay, so this is friends about the very basic model. Now let us proceed further. Model number 2. So we will take this model number 2 and then further we will go for some numericals. So model number 2, economic order quantity when stock replenishment is not instantaneous. First example, friends, we have discussed when the stock replacement is instantaneous, zero lead time, no time is required for that replenishment of the stock. In the second case, it is not there. So this is model number 2. EOQ when stock replenishment is not instantaneous. This model is applicable when inventory continuously builds up over a period of time after placing an order. So okay, sorry for the disturbance. So economic order quantity when stock replenishment is not instantaneous. That is, this is the production model. Last model is not production model, so you will come to know how I am calling this as the production model. So this model is applicable when inventory continuously builds up over a period of time after replacing an order. So this model is means here the inventory is continuously built up. I will show you the model also. The inventory is continuously built up. So it is not the case that when inventory end, again immediately go for filling it. Units are manufactured and used or sold at constant rate. So here unit manufacturing is also there and simultaneously units are getting sold or used at constant rate. So both the things are going simultaneously. Model suitable for manufacturing environment where there is simultaneous production and consumption. This is very important. So where there is simultaneous production and consumption, under these circumstances, this model is very useful. Last model you can say immediate replenishment. So it is not the production case. You can miss it is for the purchase. So the whatever the items are there, immediately purchase and proceeded further, because for production some time is required. So this model is used for production purpose. So it is also called as production model. So objective type question may be there that this economic order model to economic order quantity when stock replenishment is not instantaneous, which model? So you can, your answer should be production model. So there is basic model, then production model, like these options may be there. So if you take a look toward this, okay, so if you see here, this is the diagram. So stock built up, you see here, stock built up. In the last case, replenishment is a straight line. So here the stock is continuously built up. And at the same time, the consumption is also going on. It is not the case that production is the consumption is not there until and the stock is built up. So up to this, the stock is built up and then the consumption is there. So this is, you can say, the time for production. And here you can say this is the total time T where there is a consumption. Don't go for this. This is the total time. It is not the case that it is not consumed up to building. So built up is there and consumption is simultaneous. So this is one cycle. Again, when it will reach to this point again, the continuous built up will be there. And after this continuous built up, again, next case, that consumption will be continued. So you see this model is nothing but the case of production model, where there is a simultaneous stock built up, means stock creation or manufacturing, and the consumption is going hand in hand. Okay, so this is the brief about this model. Let us proceed further. What are the assumptions in this? The item is sold or consumed at a constant demand rate, which is known. The item is sold or consumed at a constant demand rate. The demand rate is constant. Demand rate 50 per day. Demand rate 8 or 6 per hour. Like this, for example. So the setup cost is fixed and it does not change with lot size. In the last case, this is production model. So setup cost is also taken into account. In last case, the setup cost was not taken into account. So here the setup cost, because last case it is just like a purchase, means the whatever the stock is required, immediate replenishment with zero lead time. So it is directly purchased. So the setup cost is fixed and does not change with the lot size. So here lot size is important. Whatever the setup cost is there, so whatever may be the lot size, maybe 50, maybe 100, whatever is there, the setup cost as per as the manufacturing process is concerned, it is not changing. The increase in inventory is not instantaneous but gradual. This I have explained. The increase in the inventory is not instantaneous, not a straight line. It is gradual with respect to time, increasing gradually. So these are some assumptions. Here P be the production rate, let us assume, and D is the demand. Replenishment of inventory under the system built up during the period TP, and consumption for entire cycle. See here. So this is the case when there is a built up going on, and for the complete entire cycle, don't go for the TC. For the complete cycle or entire cycle, the units are consumed. So here it is mentioned by capital G. Then what is the inventory built up rate? What is built up rate? 100 produce, 50 consume. What is built up rate? Only 50, because built up rate is what will be available for next. Again, next 1 hour 100 consume, 100 produce, the 50 consume. So your built up rate is 100 minus 50. So it is 50 units. So it is nothing but P, production rate, minus D, demand or consumption rate. So production minus demand, it is the your inventory built up rate. Inventory is maximum at the end of production period TP. So we have also discussed this. The inventory is maximum at this one particular point. The inventory is maximum at this one particular point. TP. Okay, now let us proceed for the same thing. Maximum inventory at the end of production run. What is the maximum inventory for a certain period time? Let us assume that 100 minus 50. So 50 per 1 hour. And what is TP? For example, maximum time is 10 hours. So 50 into 10. So formula will be P minus D. It is the, we have discussed, it is the inventory built up rate. It is the built up rate into time, TP. So it will give you the maximum inventory at the end of production. Then what is average inventory? Maximum divided by 2. Or I will go in detail. Maximum minus minimum. Minimum is 0. So it will become maximum divided by so. So P minus D into TP divided by 2. Quantity produced during the production period Q. What is the quantity produced? So it is nothing but P into TP. We have discussed P is the production rate. So production rate into TP. Therefore, TP is equal to Q by P. TP, time for production, is equal to Q, quantity, divided by P, the production rate. Okay. Let us proceed further. Average inventory. Average inventory is equal to P minus D by 2. It is here into TP. The value of TP is placed Q by P. Okay. Then P taken on this side, 2 taken on this side, and modification 1 minus D by P into Q by 2. So some modification is made. Average inventory carrying cost. Now we are writing the formula. Average inventory carrying cost and average setup cost or annual setup cost. Average inventory into inventory carrying cost. Inventory carrying cost we have already written CH. And what is average inventory? 1 minus D by P into Q by 2. It is mentioning here in the above formula into CH. This is your average inventory carrying cost. Annual setup cost. Number of setups into setup cost. How you calculate the number of setups? What is the demand divided by what is the quantity per day into setup cost. So number of setups, 1000 order is there and 100 is the quantity for per setup. So 1000 divided by 100, there will be 10 setups. So like this, what is the demand? 1000. What is the quantity? 100. Just for understanding purpose. Into setup cost. If there is a cost of 70 rupees, so you will get the answer 1000 divided by 100. 10 into 70, you will get the 700 as the answer. And total cost is annual setup plus annual inventory carrying. So we will go for combining these two formulas. So total annual cost is equal to D by Q into CO. This is your annual setup cost and this is your annual inventory carrying cost. Now friends, again the last case what we have discussed. So here this is your total annual cost TC, and in order to going for the EOQ, you have to go for differentiate D by DQ with respect to TC. So D by DQ with respect to TC, this is 1 upon Q, so it will become minus 1 by Q square D into CO plus 1 into D by P constant. This Q become 1 and into CH by 2. So this is equal to 0. Therefore, minus DCO into Q divided by Q square plus the terms are written. Okay. This minus term is taken on another side. It will become plus. Then friends, further rearrangement, ultimately I want to calculate Q or Q square. So Q square is taken on one side. 2 DCO divided by 1 minus D by P into CH. This is your Q square. So you can say your Q will be equal to under root of this. And this is your economic order quantity. So if I will say that Q star, so Q star is nothing. This is Q for your quantity, and if it is the optimum or minimum level, you can call it as Q star, economic order quantity, because we have gone for taking the derivative of that total cost. Therefore, this is your economic order quantity Q. This is the formula you have got for second case. Now the total cost TCM. So you can see here your total annual cost is there. just put the value of q's I have taken directly. So here you will take the value of q star. Here again you will take the value of q star, and if you will put the all values, you will get the formula for this total minimum cost TCM as twice dco into ch 1 minus d by p. Complete formula is in under root. So friends, this is about the two basic models, and now we will go for solving the numericals in the next lecture. Thank you.